Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Bear. So a couple days ago I got done fueling, and I pulled ahead and I was getting ready to go in and get my fuel receipt, and a young black man jogged over to me and he says, "Can you help me with my reefer unit?" Nobody was behind me, waiting to fuel or anything, so jogged over there. I figured I could keep an eye on it from there, If I needed to, I'd go find a parking spot, but I wasn't planning on staying. But anyways, so I jogged over there, and he had the same unit I did, Carrier 7500 for those curious. Anyway, he had it set to -10 start-stop, and it was sitting at 78 degrees box temp. I said, "You don't have a load on here, do you?" And he said, "No." He said, "I'm just trying to get it started so I can pre-cool." And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "I was going to say, you got some serious problems." I said, "It may not matter if you get it started at this point." But anyway, so I tried to get it to run a pre-trip, and it wouldn't even start to do that. It wouldn't even allow it to pre-trip. And when it tried to start, it just ticka. So I told him, I said, "Okay," I said, "you got one or two problems." I said, "You might have a couple different things going on." I said, "Go over to the passenger side and smell. I said, "If it smells like rotten eggs over there, it's probably a bad battery." I said, "If it doesn't smell like rotten eggs," I said, "it still may be a battery issue." I said, "You may have a lot of corrosion on your battery posts or the connectors." I said, "If you got a bunch of crusty, grody white shit around there," I said, "go inside, grab a toothbrush and a can of Coke." I said, "Come out and clean up that post and clean up those connectors good, put them back on, and then try to start it. If it still doesn't start, then you might," I said, and I got up there and I checked his belts. His belts looked pretty decent on there. I said, "It might be a bad alternator." I said, "Or it might be a bad starter." I said, "That stuff you're going to need a shop for." I said, "But if it does turn out," I said, "if you go over there and you smell rotten eggs," I said, "there's a Love's with a shop just south of here." I said, "Go down there and they should be able to pop it, grab a battery, tell them you need a battery, and pop it in there." And I said, "Then you should be good to go." So anyways, now I know a lot of you are still sitting there going, "Well, what difference did it make that he's black?" There is a method to my madness, why I mentioned that. And I will tell you what it is. Okay? You're right. It does not matter the tinge of your skin or what hue you are. The media, for several years now, has shouted from the tops of their lungs that, we are divided because of race. We are not near as divided as they would love us to believe we are. We are not. We are not. Now, we as a profession, in the trucking profession, all races and colors and creeds and sexes and everything, we are divided because the government has managed to divide us as truck drivers between the government regulation and the brokers making us do stupid shit, cutthroat stuff, which by the way, the trucking industry has always been crooked as hell. The majority of those big mega fleets, they didn't get to be mega fleets because the guys that started those companies were all Boy Scouts. I promise you, they were cutthroat and vicious businessmen. But that being said, we do need to get back to a period in this industry to where we show each other courtesy. If somebody's got their four-ways on in a truck stop, that means they're backing up. And we are not in that big of a hurry where we can't wait for a fellow driver to get backed in. You wait till you hear them air brakes pop before you go. You give him time to pull ahead and straighten out whatever he needs. You just wait. We wait for each other, okay? I know we've all got that stupid 14-hour clock and everything, but we do have time to wait for each other, okay? We're the only ones that are on our side. Get that through your skulls. We are the only ones looking out for us, okay? The brokers don't give a shit about us. Your dispatcher don't give a shit about you. The owner of the company you drive for, if you're a company driver, he don't give a shit about you. Hell, my dispatcher don't give a shit about me, and I'm married to her. Nobody gives a shit about the truck driver except the other truck drivers. So get that through your head. We need each other, okay? Like it, dislike it, doesn't matter. It's still fact, okay? So start showing each other courtesy, okay? Hold the door for that driver that's coming up behind you. I always tell them you're kind of chubby and I figured you needed a little jog. But seriously, be nice to each other, be kind to each other. And you newer drivers, don't be afraid. Like that guy coming up to me, hell, it made me actually think I knew something. We don't mind, us old timers, we don't mind a question. And I'll be the first, if I didn't know what it was, I would have been the first to tell him. Got me, bud. But, you know, I hope I helped him out. I hope he was able to get his reefer started. I told him, I said, I honestly don't have time to mess around too much, but I said, try those things. I said, if that doesn't work, then you need to find a reefer shop. I said, I wouldn't go to Love's to get it fixed. They're not big on reefer repair. But I said, if you're loading near here, there should be a place near here that works on reefers. If it's a sizable place you're loading at. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Stay safe out there, drivers. We'll talk to you later.